Well, hello. Here to show you the history arts White House. The color right here, as you see right here, is got to say a number of art colorings along with history of the years, and then along with so far as the details about so far as the White House, and then along right here is the history information that they're talking about is like so far as the writing tool, so far as the president, whenever the president it's like passes a bill and signs a bill along with the Declaration of Independence, and along with the it's like good education, we get the the cap right there. It's like so far as the cap and gown, and so far as graduation, and then along right here is you got the hat right there. So far as national security, and so far as his job creation, along with the health care benefits or whatever. But you have it to where you get the White House to say that if we all know that so far as the details about the White House is that you have it to where you got the graphicking pencil right here. But of course this is the White House that I have the blue, and then I got the green marker right here. It's like with the sturdy it's like with the firm point on it, is to say. But yeah, a little bit of shade right here is like make the White House look a little bit more say white type. Of course with the original design that it could have been that it's like a light orange color for the original design of the White House. But add a little bit of shade right here for the artwork. But right here, as I went ahead and included, is that you get the American Eagle along with the seals of the Congress of the United States, and along with you get the inside of the White House, and with the different rooms, and you got right there's the crystal chandelier, and along with the scroll right there, and along with you got the Declaration of Independence. I went ahead and drew. But of course, is that this is like the type of art that I went ahead and did, and it's like and not to make any kind of counterfeit bills or nothing. But this is like a little art design that I went ahead and drew so far as talking about this, so far as Bill of Rights. And then that right here is you have the map, so far as United States of America, the country, and then along with the American flag is for Bessie Rose, and then along you got the glasses, so with the magnifying glass right here, and then along right here you got the reading glasses right here, is it which I wore a lot of those whenever I was in school, and still wear it. And but what you got right here is you got the years from whenever. It's like if we could all keep track of so far as the inaugurations, is that whenever the presidents took office, and then what years they passed the bill or whatever it was. And then all right here is you got is so far as the history about the American flag, is if we remember, which I remember whenever I took up U.S. history back nearly 9 years ago, is that so far as Bessie Rose, is that this right here would be a coloring right here that I went ahead and did of it's like a little sketch art, the coloring that I went ahead and did of Bessie, and so far as the designer of sewing of the flag of the United States. But so far as the work with this, like the green, is if I could remember, is that of course these are my grade reports right here, is to know as like my grade point average right there, and then of course from middle school, and then along with the high school years, is like so far as job seeking skills, it's like the amount of credits and scores I did. And then right here is like a little school report, and you see right here is of course this paper report right here was course is over 10 years old, back in the old 2002. Then I went ahead and wrote in. This is like a little assignment that I remember doing in school. I think it was a U.S. history type assignment, and for president for 5 years, and I think for one term it's 4, but it's like that a lot of times it's like I guess it goes on for 5 years for the election times, and the president will spend so far as will be a part, for the new president, and then president must be 21 years or older in order to take office, and then president can be male or female. President, has working a soldier, to make rules of the state, and then a trading policy, and then you got right here is the Jews, the Jews for 40 pounds, and then if you caught selling, and they'll chain you for 2 weeks. Delaware laws, but anyway, this is like writing that of course I did in school, but of course I could probably say you was like for the president that it's like schoolwork that I did, and it's like I may not have done real good whenever I was in school, but so far as being able to memorize what year, it's like whatever year that took place or whatever it was, but more likely about 1872, whatever it was, that more like maybe Thomas Hamilton, or that I think it may have been Abraham Lincoln, or whenever it was that it was talking about so far as ending slavery or whatever it was, but of course it's that with me that I'm not really. You say if I were to try to do any type of reports so far as American history goes, so far as maybe world history, is of course if we could do this is to try to write is like so far as America is so far as to write the country, so far as President Obama's tie is that you have it right here. You say write the word. It's like you have it to where if you could write the country names so far as America, and then right in here, go ahead and use the blue. But go ahead and write in there sideways. But I was just thinking that with the bow tie right here, is President Obama would wear a bow tie like while he's in office, is to keep in mind about what needs to be done so far as for the country as while he's in office. And more likely I would probably say that to know is that even if maybe if you didn't do very well in school, is to know is that you didn't do very well in school is like so far as you say just keep trying. And so far with me is like with the say you get that the writing utensil for whenever the president signs a bill. But I would probably say of course since I did the artwork right here, that I would probably say is that of course is that trying to make it readable. But I used to get told a lot of times that of course my handwriting was of course pretty small whenever I was in school. But you have it to where if I were to sign RE, and then of course it's like I could maybe put my middle initial. So far as like so far with for artist. But that's me. It was like me with me is that with in history I would probably say that history was one of my favorite subjects. But other than we should say as math, but I would probably say that what the president would probably say, maybe along with the governor, so far as Congress, is to know is that that you say is that you try your best, and then that's all you can really ask for. But so far as national security, go ahead and put a little bit of coloring so far as for great education and security, and then along right there, so far as knowing about the great times, so far as is the way of for the country, so far as the history of the White House, and history arts White House coloring.